Alright, hello everybody. What's going on, guys? I hope everybody's doing well. What's going on, guys? I hope everybody's doing well. What's going on, guys? Hold on, I hear something. Give me a second, guys. It's monitoring for some reason. Give me a second, guys. It's monitoring for some reason. Give me a second, guys. Why is it monitoring?
Please hold. We are experiencing technical difficulties.
There we go. Hello? Oh, no, it's still monitoring. Why? It's not working, so I don't know. Okay. Oh, it's bugging me. Hold on, guys. It's not working. If I do it like that. Oh, there we go. That was weird. I wonder what was happening. Okay. Forget it. Let's go ahead and jump into it. What's going on, guys? I'm sorry about that technical difficulties. Guys, it is end of season with the boys. Chadley, unfortunately, could not join us this round again due to family time, which is super important, so it's totally fine. Yeah, there's so much happening. The holidays are here, so we take a little break. We let all the holiday stuff come out. Most likely, you know, the awards, we're going to miss that for TacoCast, but we'll most likely jump into it come, what, end of January, maybe beginning of February, I believe we come back. Right? I'm turning you up. I can't hear you moan. Okay. Let's go ahead and jump into it because, you know, there's a lot to talk about. A lot of fun stuff happening. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So, what's going on with you guys? What's new and exciting? Only one I can hear is... Can't hear Ryan or Corey, eh? Now apparently they can't hear you. Why?
Jack shit for sign language.
How about now?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear him now? I don't know why we're having so much technical difficulties.
Yes, can be heard now. Good.
Okay, good. So yeah, let's go ahead. So what's going on with you guys? What's new and exciting? What have you been up to? And what's just been going on in your life? So let's start with Corey. Oh, don't you dare do that.
Oh, I was doing it.
Oh, man.
Okay, so hey everybody, hello. It's good to be here again. It's been a while. Yeah. So what's been new? So I recently, as many of you might know, I've recently gotten myself into Fantasy 14.
We seduced him.
Yes, they did. With lovely packages of gil and items and a room in the guild house and the free company house and all that stuff, and people to play the game with. That was the big seller. Anyway, yeah. So I've been really enjoying that. I've been streaming a little bit of Pokemon here and there, and my streams have just been kind of Final Fantasy, but also a lot less streams in general. But I've really been enjoying that. I am a potato. It's true. I can confirm. Thank you so much, Tiffy. I really appreciate that. Yeah, if anybody hasn't heard, I have been really doing my best to lose a lot of weight and go to the gym and all that stuff. So that's been a good reason for why my streams have gone. You know, I've been doing a lot of streaming and stuff to get a little healthier. So thank you, Tiffy. I really appreciate that.
For sure.
I don't think I have anything else to really say.
What about you, Ryan? What's been going on with you, buddy?
Well, I've taken the last week off of streaming between the holidays and work just ramping up massively for said holidays. So after today, I'll be back streaming regularly.
Yeah.
Aside from that, we had just started God of War, and I am beginning to remember how fantastic of a game that is.
Which God of War?
And now I'm the I guess the PS4
one.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, the newer one.
2018. There we go. We'll call it that one. Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, such a good game.
Such a good game.
It is.
Such a good game.
I'm
Great storytelling.
Yeah, I'm playing it now, but I made the mistake of playing it on God mode. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Oh, don't do that. No. That game is really tough as it is.
Yeah.
Like, in a normal mode.
Yeah, so we have been quite busy this month. We've had a lot happen this month. So as you guys know, I had a death in the family, so that had to stop. That stopped me from streaming. And then we had a situation at home, which I tweeted out about, so you guys could read that if you want to know. So that situation had me stop. Well, has me stopped right now at the current state. And because of that, it's just that I don't feel like streaming because of that. It's just so much stress. Overall, though, it's been good. It's been good. I've been playing a lot of. I picked up Dragon Ball Z thanks to this Boxing Day, Black Friday, Boxing Day, if you want to go with us, and it's been super awesome, like super addictive. That's what I've been playing with Little Man. Me and Little Man been playing.
Oh,
good.
nice.
Yeah, he likes it. He likes it a lot. Overall,
Is he a big Dragon Ball fan?
What's that?
Is he a big Dragon Ball fan? Is that why he likes it so much?
He's never watched the show. This is the first time he's ever even interacted with anything. Yeah, I watch it all the time, but he's never sat down to watch it with me.
Well, and that's how you might get into it.
So then I was like, well, let's play the game instead. Oh, he loves it. He's like, oh my god, I can't wait, this and that. So yeah, it's been good. It's been good. Oh boy. Okay, let's get into it because there's a lot to talk about. So let's get with the Pokemon first, because Pokemon Diamond and Pearl are now out, and I've been watching a lot of people stream it. It looks super fun. Did you guys pick it up? I know, I would assume Ryan did because you're a big Pokemon fan, aren't you?
Ryan's gone. Where'd he go?
No, he didn't pick it up. Obviously, he's running away. You got Diamond? Nice.
Yep. I don't have my copy near me. I got Diamond also.
You got Diamond also? All right, well, tell me about it, because I don't know much about Diamond or Pearl. I've never played them. I was gonna pick it up, but paying $100 Canadian is just too steep for me right now. So,
rough.
Tell me.
I don't have a whole
tell
lot
me about
to say
it.
yet. I don't have a whole lot to say yet. Just yet about it. I've only played a little bit, and I never did play the originals. I love the art style and the whole chibi-ness. I think it's adorable, and I think it fits just fine. I know some people have been kind of upset about the whole making everybody chibi, and then you go into the battles and everybody looks normal-ish.
But like now, are they using the same type of graphics as the Sword and Shield? They just made them all like short for the overview.
Think about how the characters look on the Link's Awakening remake.
Okay.
Everyone kind of looks like that.
Oh, okay,
like,
okay. I'm down with that.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's fine. It doesn't bother me at all. But I understand that I understand that people, don't like it. If people played the original a lot or something like that, but for me, I think it looks great. The game so far seems fun. I'm only 4 or 5 hours into it. Having a blast naming the Pokemon after memes and stuff. Just being stupid with naming stuff. And having Crispy and other people pop in and be like, you should name it Keck. And I'm like, done. Yeah, just whatever, Anyway, that's really all I have to say about that game. Ryan,
I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. By the way, guys, I broke my glasses. I ran over my lens, so I broke my lens too. So I am taped up, and so if my glasses seem to go crooked on you, nothing I can do about it.
Rico, do you have a bully?
Do I have a what?
Do you have a bully? Are you being bullied, Rico?
A bully? I heard a Bowie.
Rico, are you being bullied?
I
need to tell us right now. I'll go deal with him. Okay.
Only at night.
I don't discriminate.
By you.
By me.
I said only at night by you. We're on vacation.
Yo,
Hero, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
What's up, man?
Tried to get away from them and they followed me.
You did.
How you doing, Hero?
So Ryan, what about with Pokemon? I'm assuming you played the original Diamond and Pearl.
I did play the original. I'm actually starting the remake tomorrow night. I'll be starting it. I'll finally have a chance.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask you if it was the same as the original one.
I do like, though, where Corey was talking about the graphics. A lot of people are upset with them. I think it's great because it effectively took the original game's graphics and the newer Sword and Shield graphics and sort of meshed them together. That, I feel like, is just such a unique way to do a remake like that.
No, for sure. I mean, if you think about it, I know it's not the same comparable because the Game Boy was like this big and whatnot, but that's what I think that's what they were trying to go for, that nostalgia feel of playing it as a Game Boy. But then when you go into battle, you always got that one large character, right?
Yeah. Now, and unfortunately for it, though, Gen 4 was sort of the generation where most people were starting to be like burnt out on Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
However, oh man, are the Gen 4 fans passionate?
Yeah.
They love those games. And they will go to war over them. And they are great. They are super fantastic. If you compare all Pokemon games equally, Gen 4 is definitely probably the best generation.
Wow.
Just speaking of how it's designed and everything.
Nice.
I love them. I'm excited for it.
Now, is this the Pokemon, like, again, I never played them, so is this the Pokemon that started the double team thing, or was that...
That was Gen 3 that started.
Okay. And can you do that with this one, or...
Yes, this one should also have double battles. The original one did, at least.
It does. I can confirm I have reached far enough in the game where that happens.
Okay, that's cool. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
So. I love double battles. They are such a unique format. They provide you with so many different combinations of things you can do.
Yeah.
So excited. Like, they tried to one-up it in Gen 5 with triple battles, and
oh gosh,
that just got too much.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
no one liked triple battles that much.
Like, why are you doing that?
But that's the thing, is they never fail to experiment. They always try new things in Pokemon. Some things take off, some things don't. And you got to appreciate the fact that they always are willing to try new things.
And that's why, like, I decided to jump into... Like, I was asked on stream, when was the last time I streamed? I don't even know. What, a month ago I was last time I streamed? And I was asked if I was going to play Pokemon. I said, yeah, I would. Because I never touched the original. They told me to play the original first before this one. But everybody says that this is the best way to be introduced to Diamond and Pearl. They said it's really well done. So that's how I'm looking at it. That's why.
I think so. I think it's a good way to be.
I can't stand people who are always attempting to be like, you have to play the original before you play the remake. It's like, no, you don't actually. You really.
It's like telling people they have to read the book before they watch the movie.
Where is it?
Right.
Like, I'm looking through the box right now, and I don't anywhere in here see or on the back. It's in Spanish. where it says that you have to play the original before you can play this one. I don't see it now. Maybe when I start the game up, it'll have a message about that for me. Like I said, I haven't started it yet, but as far as I know, you actually do not have to play the original first.
There you go.
You mean you don't have to play the same game before you play the same game?
I know, right?
See, Stephie, I told you, God. No, I'm like...
No, I've seen people do that with like Final Fantasy VII and stuff like that, and I'm always like, actually, you don't.
Well, I think there's something to be said for people saying that you will gain an appreciation for the new, for the new, for the remake or something if you play the original that it's from.
Oh, absolutely.
But needing to play it to enjoy the game or to understand the game or anything, no.
And here's the thing.
I disagree, Hero. I mean, it's not required, is what I mean.
Here's how I look at it. Like, when we take what we know from new generation, as in kids and teenagers, to the older generation, us. I mean, the way we used to play games, we could sit down and read and enjoy everything. And it seems like nowadays, they need to really be bright and action-packed so they can keep their focus on that game. I mean, that's how I feel about it. I always feel like everything's so colorful now. Not that it's a bad thing. Yeah. It's good. It's a good thing.
Right?
Like our background.
Tiffy, you're the one who inspired me to make that comment just now.
Oh, about the Final Fantasy VII remake thing?
Yeah, because Tiffy was the one who I kept over Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, that's silly.
Oh, man. Let's go ahead and talk about this, because this is actually a big one. Epic fail, like legit, probably the biggest fail we've seen in a long time. And that comes from our good friends Rockstar with their...
I thought I was getting called out.
With their beautiful release of GTA, the definitive edition, super...
No, it's GTA, the trilogy, the definitive edition.
Yeah, the super mega ultra... Okay, so what we know, here's the gist of it. What we know is they released these trilogies, so GTA 3, Vice, and San Andreas. And they gave it to their brother or sister company that dealt with the mobile game. They took this mobile game, okay, mobile is the biggest thing, and decided, let's put it through the Unreal Engine, what is it on? Engine 4 or 5?
5 is the newest one. But it's probably not 5. It's probably 4.
Yeah, so they brought it up to the new engine, and basically decided, let's upgrade everything. And they released this game, and it was just it's just a big mess. So let's talk about it. Corey, what are your thoughts on this great mess that they gave us?
Oh boy. Well, I didn't buy it and play it myself because I'm just not a huge fan of GTA at that point in time. Yeah. Those aren't my nostalgia games, so I'm like, whatever. I'm not spending all my money. But I watched like Super play it, and I watched some other streams and stuff, and man, well, and one thing I want to say is you mentioned that it's the mobile game and they ported it and this and that. What's interesting is actually that's kind of the way a lot of companies are going with their ports these days, right? So like if you notice that like the Steam ports of Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 9 and stuff like that, and even like the Switch ports of them are actually the mobile versions ported to console. But at least those didn't get broken. But yeah, so I think it's another situation where all of the games are broken. All versions of the game are broken, kind of like Sonic Colors was. All versions of the new game was broken. The Switch got a short end of the stick, except in this case, technically PC got the short end of the stick because PC gamers couldn't even launch the game for the first couple of days. Like it didn't work. Yeah, completely didn't work. Not buggy, didn't work. So I don't even know what to say. There was like I've seen pictures of characters with their fingers like long and stretched when they were trying to redo. I guess because of the resolution scaling and stuff like that, and maybe it just I don't know. I'm trying to like figure out how I can make sense of how these things happen because nobody would have played it and gone, yes, this dude's 6-inch fingers are like normal and that's what he should look like.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Valid Fingers is an icon, damn it.
Well, you jump on if you go to play GTA San Andreas, you jump on a bike. It doesn't matter what characters jump on the bike. But the moment they're on the bike, their arms like stretch out 6 feet away from
They
them.
do. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's like you've gone blurry. So it's a big it's a big
cluster.
it's a big deal because I mean they basically released a broken game.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean one of the biggest issues were that people, the first thing they fixed was the rain. I guess like there was so much particle into the rain that it just was you couldn't drive in it. You had to stop and wait for the rain to disappear in order to continue playing the game.
Wow. Sorry guys, can't play the game today. It's raining. Oh,
It's-
so your internet's bad?
It's
No,
raining. You can't
in
play the game right now.
You can't play right now.
I can imagine somebody goes to stream the game and they're like, "Sorry guys, I have to stop because it's raining." And they're like, "Oh, okay, so you're like your internet's really bad because of the rain." No, guys, it's raining in the game, so I have to wait. I can't play.
Can't see.
Like, can you imagine that conversation?
Right?
Oh my gosh.
No, it's. You know what they're doing though. Here's the thing. Here's a. I don't know if it's Rockstar. I can't find information if it's Rockstar or if it's the development team, but the modding community is already starting to fix it. They're taking the time to fix it.
Of course they have.
Thank you, Rosie.
But then now these guys.
Rosie doesn't make the mods; she just showcases them.
But these guys turned around and they're giving them copyright. I don't.
Oh my
would
gosh.
you say strikes or what would you call
Probably
it?
claims.
Copyright claims on all those mods because they're not giving permission. And it's like, well, they're fixing the problem.
Yeah, but Rockstar loves their copyright strikes.
So I believe, yeah.
They get off to the copyright strikes.
Can we, for a moment, sidetrack for just a second? This is related. This is very much related to what we're talking about in like a sort of almost tangentially related. So,
Great, ruin TacoCast, Corey.
I know. GTA 5 has been out for many years on every platform that can be on.
Yeah.
And it has pretty bad loading times.
Yeah.
Everyone knows that. Did y'all hear a little while back that somebody had made claims that they could reduce the loading times of GTA 5? I mean, like a ridiculous amount with like, you know, a very small amount of code. And people were like, there's no way. And then I think he got hired by Rockstar to implement that.
No way. there it is, right? There it is.
That's a wholesome story, though.
Like he did,
and that's a happy story.
It actually worked, and I just thought that was amazing. Sorry, it's very much like tangentially related to this whole modding community of GTA. I just thought it was an interesting little story.
Yeah, no,
very
for sure.
kind of wholesome and hilarious. That when you talk about you hear this a lot. When you talk about the modding community making improvements over games, where like one or two people that are not even professionals necessarily can make these big improvements to a game that like the dev company like either won't or can't for whatever reason make these changes.
Yeah.
And it's just always hilarious to me to hear these stories, especially like a big story like that. You know, like you heard about that, Nick? Good. That's awesome. Anyways, I'm done with that.
But I believe that I believe Rockstar, is actually offering, so people who bought the game, they're offering them free games as like an apology for what they got, if I remember correctly what I read. I'm trying to find it, but I think that was the whole ordeal, that they were gonna they gave an apology and they're giving free games.
The classic version of the games. Anyone who purchased it purchases it before June 30th will be given the classic games for free.
So I thought so.
So they get a working version of the game, as we were saying.
The working ones.
Yes, the classic versions.
Well, I mean, it's a step, right? Until they get it fixed.
Yeah. It goes to show that they care that they screwed up.
Yeah.
We'll see what they are apparently working heavily on patches to take care of these. Like that's what I've been hearing, is that they have announced that they're working heavily on patches to get the stuff into a working condition. And it just, at a certain point, it's like, what can you do that won't look like a cop-out, right?
Yeah.
Because no matter what, you're going to have some people say, man, well, they're just giving you a free game to shut you up. But then you're going to have other people that are going to see it as, like I said, you know, they care enough to go, because they don't have to give you anything.
No,
If you buy a game, they can provide the updates. That's the world we live in. we have to accept a broken game half the time and then wait for it to get updated. Should we have to do that? No, but that's the world we live in.
Yeah.
And so they don't have to do anything like other than, work on the game and fix it. If they're willing to at least offer you, hey, look, we're giving you this. I mean, it's not costing them any money to give you a digital copy of the game, right? So whatever. But it's nice that at least they're making a little bit of effort like that.
Yeah, no,
they
exactly.
They apologized, which is a lot this day and age. Most companies aren't willing to admit when they're wrong and give out an apology like that. They straight up did, and then they said, hey, here's a little apology gift for you. So you can still enjoy the game that you paid for until we get this mess sorted out.
Yeah.
No, exactly. I mean, like Corey said, they don't have to, but it's nice that they're doing it. So that
it's the right thing to do.
It is indeed.
That's right. Okay. So actually, did you guys hear about this? Xbox people are actually freaking out about this. That Xbox announced that they are now officially done with working on backwards compatibility. So their last compatible thing they released was all the Fear games. So Fear 1, 2, and 3. And they said that they're going to be focusing now more on this gen games, and they're basically done with all backwards compatible games for now. So
interesting.
Yeah, so Xbox people are not happy because they said that they promised them as much as of the library as they can, or all of it, and they're basically said, okay, we're done, that's it. So what are your thoughts on that, Corey?
Oh boy. Okay, so man, there's a lot to unpack here, honestly. So for one thing, they, no matter what they were promised or whatever, they were likely promised, first of all, the majority of the library and then a little asterisk behind it or something, right? That was probably how it was. However, the fact that Microsoft has been spending these last few years adding all of these games to backwards compatibility, I'm talking about original Xbox games have been added, they should be happy. I understand game preservation and all that jazz, I'm totally all for it, but at a certain point, you want your game companies to be able to move forward. If they're constantly only focusing on games from the past, they cannot possibly continue to deliver you consistently amazing experiences that we all want. Now maybe
do they have to work on getting game licenses for some of these backwards games? Or
yeah,
no?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
I'm sure they do. I would imagine. Well, that's why I think many of what's been added as backwards compatibility are first and second parties for sure.
Yeah.
And then third parties, they probably have to. I mean, they may not have to get licenses, but they probably. But even if they don't have to get licenses, they have to work with the companies who made the games, because their compatibility layer isn't a one size fits all. Sometimes they actually have to get it worked on to customize the compatibility layer to actually work with particular games. Some games tend to be trickier than others for any number of reasons. So maybe they don't own a game or they don't have the code and they're not able to actually make it work fully on their own. So now they have to find a way to work with that company or work with some other company or whatever. So I imagine the reason we're not getting every game in the library just dumped on us all at once with backwards compatibility is because it obviously takes work.
Yeah.
And even if they've got a third-party company doing it or anything, that's money then that they have to spend on it.
Yeah.
And it's money that they're losing because, yes, it may be partially enticing for people to buy the new console because it can play 3-generation-old games, but let's be real, nobody is buying an Xbox Series S or X to play an original Xbox game only.
Yeah.
And if they were, Microsoft's not getting the money for that because those games are not sold officially, except for some of the ones that are sold on the store, on their digital storefront. But you can't go to games. If you go to GameStop and happen to buy an original Xbox game, Microsoft's making no money off that anymore. So it's almost all money lost essentially.
Yeah.
Except for the potential of customers that would buy for that. And while there may be some, it's not going to be a very big number. So
not enough to offset the cost difference.
Yeah, and so while it sucks for game preservation, aspect, of course, but you have to move forward. And I believe, you just talked about them just adding a couple of games or whatever. I heard that they just added, they just dumped a bunch of games on there, right? Like, not just Fear and stuff. Like, they did just add, a whole round of games. I don't know, what number, if it's so that's a good thing, though. Like, they didn't just go, screw you guys. They were like, here you go, here's another whatever number of games. Also, guys, this is our last batch of them,
Yeah.
So when you look at it from an economic standpoint, a business standpoint, it makes a lot of sense not to continue putting all of your money and resources, or not all, obviously, but not putting money and resources into it to continue adding games. 70 more games? See, there you go. When there has to be a cost involved in them doing this, or else we would just get them. They would just dump them all. We'd be able to play every single game that the Xbox original had, and the Xbox One, or the 360 or whatever, we would be able to play all of them.
Yeah.
So it must just not be worth it anymore for them. And it's still a good thing. It's still really cool to say, okay, I can play a large chunk of Xbox 360 games and even some original Xbox games all the way on this 4th generation console.
Yeah.
But they gotta stop at a certain point.
Yeah, for sure.
My big old rant about it, sorry.
Any
thoughts on your end, Ryan?
I don't play Xbox, so I really... this doesn't matter to me. But I will say... what Nick said, yeah, it is 70 games.
Yeah.
Now, granted, a lot of it is entire franchises, like the entirety of Max Payne, the entirety of Skate.
But that's what they just added, right? That's not the entire number. That's a good chunk they just
added.
Yeah, which is great.
On top of what was already existing, yeah. So it's a massive, massive list of games that was just thrown on there.
So I mean, we're talking about hundreds of. Well, I don't know. I'm assuming thousands of games on the console, and it had the list is huge to begin with. Anyway.
Yeah, it's probably hundreds of games that are on backwards compatibility.
Is to be believed what I've found right here. It says there are 632 games made backwards compatible from the 360 alone.
I mean, I wouldn't be complaining.
Yeah.
Well, I understand complaints, but I think that those people are just people that are not thinking about it logically. They just hear something and expect that it's how they want it to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if the rest of this is to be believed, it's a total of 2,154.
Yikes!
It's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games that they're making next to no money off of.
Yeah.
That's my point, right? Yeah. Now, however, mind you, there are a bunch of those games that you can buy still digitally. But again, is it enough to offset? Are there enough people buying those constantly to offset whatever amount of money that they have to spend and the time and everything that they have to spend to get more games added, I would love, this is something I'll never know, but I would love to know the amount of time and money it costs Microsoft to have those 70 games added to the backwards compatibility list. Yeah. Just for my own, I'd be interested. That'd be great if I could know that. Obviously, I can't.
I'll say it right now. Bill Gates had to pass on his 8th Ferrari this month, okay?
Dude, that's terrible. I can't believe it.
All right. Okay.
Or see, it affects. It affects.
Yep.
All right.
That's like the people that South Park episode where they're talking about the musicians, and they're like, "See her right there, pirated her music. Now she only has 7 private jets made of solid gold."
Please tell me she'll make it. I don't see it.
Yeah, that one.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny. Here's a surprising one. A lot of people are actually really surprised. I know I was. Cyberpunk was nominated for 2 categories on the Game Awards. I don't know. I have never played Cyberpunk, but they gave it best score. So I don't know how good the music is in that game. But they gave... This is the one that I'm kind of iffy on. Best RPG.
Wow.
I heard the RPG side of that wasn't as good. So that's why I'm kind of surprised. But yeah, they gave it best RPG with Monster Hunter Rise, which... I mean, it's Monster Hunter. The Nexus and Shimigami and Tales of Arise.
Oh,
yeah.
So, I played a couple hours of Cyberpunk, and I think the game just isn't for me. However, I I can't speak on like the music overall. I was streaming and stuff, but I have heard from everyone I know that's actually like played and beaten the game would probably agree that it deserves to be in there for the RPG element, for the best RPG side. Do I think they would say it should win? I don't know, but like I can tell you that everyone I know that's played through it it speaks very, very highly of it as an RPG. So maybe it deserves to be in there. I don't know. I can't speak on that part for sure, but many people I know would say that. I guarantee would say that it does.
Yeah, I never picked it up. I never played it, so I don't know. Other than you can have a naked guy and
with a big old dong.
With a big old dong.
Or a little dong if you choose.
Finally, a game where I can play as my true self.
Guy with a big dong.
I mean, they have some stiff competition. No.
Stiff.
Tiffy's over here wanting to say rigged. Tiffy, do you not remember last year?
The Last of Us 2.
The Last of Us year.
The Last of Us year, right?
2 year. What are the big takeaways from last year? Last of Us 2 won everything except for the one thing that Among Us won.
Yeah.
Among Us only won one thing? Rigged.
I know it was nominated for a few, but I only can remember it won one.
Rigged.
Like mobile game or something.
Just a quick little side note, actually. So, I know we normally talk about games, but I actually want to bring this up. So,
yeah,
they just released Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Hey.
We got Resident Evil. I know that the Last of Us show is coming out pretty soon as well. First couple of episodes.
About live action.
Yeah, and I didn't even know about this, that they were making a series of the Lord of the Rings.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they're making a series of the Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
What?
And apparently everybody's really excited. I'm not gonna lie. I've been watching a lot of. There's a guy I watch on YouTube called the Nerd of the Rings, and
that's cute.
Yeah, and he talks about everything, all the lore, like. There's so much to the Lord of the Rings I didn't even know about.
Oh yeah.
I knew the books.
Oh yeah.
I knew of the books, and I know that they had a lot of information, but like the amount of depth these books have, I was really surprised. But anyways.
It is a rabbit hole.
Yeah, that's the thing, and even just listening to these people talk about this stuff, like maybe you don't want to read the books, but you want to learn about it. Man, you just keep clicking because you want to know more. It's crazy. Like Brian said, it's a rabbit hole. Yeah. Anyways, back to the movies. So I went to see Ghostbusters Afterlife. Have you guys seen it?
I have.
Not yet.
Oh my god. It's really good. It's really good.
All the spoilers.
All the spoilers. Here we go. There are ghosts. I'm just throwing it out there.
Do they get busted?
And it makes them feel good. It's a really good movie. You should definitely go check it out.
That's low-hanging fruit, even for me.
And I will say that obviously no spoilers, but I feel like the movie really did a good job of being a really good Ghostbusters 3.
Definitely. Agreed.
Yeah, like it did not feel disconnected from the first two. Like it picked up and it felt like a Ghostbusters 3 in a very good way. Yep. No, I guys enjoyed Ghostbusters. Don't worry about the Ghostbusters that came out a couple years ago was a fine, funny movie, but like this feels like an actual Ghostbusters movie.
Yeah.
Like not in just name. And so if you guys enjoyed the original two Ghostbusters movies and you have a chance, go see this one. It's really good.
Yeah, that's what I said. If you like 1 and 2, go watch this one. This one you'll definitely.
I brought up a Ghostbusters 2016 like yesterday.
Yeah,
around Kumo, and he said there are only 2
Kumo,
Ghostbusters movies.
Yeah.
He was like,
"No, you're wrong.
Budge
There are
on
3
it."
now.
I don't know. Did he say? He's like, oh yeah, yes, that was his exact words. It's like there are now 3 Ghostbusters movies.
Yes.
And I said, what about the 2016 one? He said there are now 3 Ghostbusters movies.
Yep. And confirm.
So I went to see Resident Evil. Welcome to Raccoon City. I was going in prepared that I may be disappointed because I see a lot of videos. Don't go watch it, this and that. I can
We
honestly
discussed it. It sounded like they were trying to throw a lot into one movie.
As a Resident Evil fan, I can tell you right now, it's dedicated to us. It's for the fans. If you're going in, if you've never
not made by Paul W.S. Anderson, is what you're saying.
if you're going in thinking that you're gonna like this movie, you never touch the game, you'd be really confused because they threw so much into that movie and so little time, and I think that's what makes it bad.
Is Mila Jovovich in there? Yeah, she's not.
Lots of references.
Mila Jovovich is Super Mary Sue, Superwoman, can do everything and never fail at anything because she's married to the director.
Of course not. Haven't you seen the super rock star hit Monster Hunter? Like, hello.
I know, right?
But no, honestly, like it had lots of references. It was a great movie in the sense of references and where they were going and keeping true to the game. It was a bad movie because it looked like a fan picked up a camera and said, "Let's make a Resident Evil movie." Like just some cheap guy who grabbed stuff from his closet. Yeah, unfortunately.
Do you think it would have been better had they just focused on Resident Evil 1 instead of trying to split it between Resident Evil 1 and 2?
Honestly, I think it would have been a rock solid movie because they did such a good job with the mansion scene. So, like, if anything, they did a really good job with that. And I just like the characters. They mix the characters up a lot, and that's one of my biggest gripes with it. So I don't want to give spoilers just in case you guys go see it. Yeah. But yeah, they,
for sure.
You know, just know that it is very dedicated to the fan base of it, and it keeps very true. It's a more love-hate relationship with it. You'll love it because it's keeping true. You'll hate it because it's a lot of mismatch and everything's done so fast, too fast. So yeah, that's the 411 on the movie scene.
The most recent movie I saw was Ron Gone Wrong, and I will say that movie was very good.
Ron Gone Wrong? Oh, what is that?
Yeah, it's like it's an animated movie where all these kids, instead of having like phones or iPads, they have little robots that act as their device, pretty much.
Oh, this one.
And it's their friends.
I want to see it.
Yeah, but no, I think it's coming to like Disney Plus and Paramount or something like that on December 15th.
What?
So you'll be able to check it out then.
Oh man, yeah, I want to see it.
It was so good because it felt like a movie that was definitely going to go down the path of the evils of technology and technology bad. Also, buy the next iPhone.
Yeah,
but it didn't. It was more so a movie about like how to be responsible with technology.
Yeah,
you know,
that's awesome.
It's a very smart movie in that sense, where it's just like, yeah, technology it's not going away. It's gonna keep innovating and growing, but we got to remember how to be responsible and not assholes to each other with it. It's great.
Yeah. That is awesome. Oh man,
that looks like a really good movie.
And it was still very fun.
Disney
I hadn't
Plus
realized
and HBO
until the very end, but apparently the main robot is voiced by Zach Galifianakis, and
I
found that out after the fact, and I was like, you know what? I hear it all the way through. Disney Plus and HBO Max. Okay, there we go.
That's awesome. I'm excited.
I mean, I have like the infinity gauntlet of streaming services because I have a system where it's like we all I don't think I can say it on stream. But you all have an idea of what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
everybody owns a different streaming service.
Yeah. I'm the banker on that one. Everybody grabs from me. Do you have this? I do. Do you have this? I do.
So it's like one person has Hulu, one person has HBO, one person has Paramount, that type of deal.
All your streaming services combined, we are the price of cable.
Right.
Well, I just like that's what I am. I'm calling it the infinity gauntlet of streaming services.
There you go.
Click them all, and then you can snap, and then half the cable channels disappear.
Okay, there was something I wanted.
For Spider-Man.
Oh, Spider-Man. I'm actually.
That could be its own can of worms, though.
Actually, you know what I did see was finally a better trailer of Uncharted, the movie that's coming out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, isn't Tom Holland playing Nathan Drake?
He is playing Nathan Drake, and I am not thrilled with what I'm seeing from him with that, because I know he's supposed to play a younger Drake, but it just doesn't work for me. I can't see it. But you know what? The younger Sully is being played by Mark Wahlberg, and I can't see it either.
Yeah, I thought it was weird seeing both of them like that.
I can't.
I like Mark Wahlberg. He's awesome, but that's I don't see him as this sort of like wizened old mentor.
No, that's the thing. I see him as a jokester guy from Ted.
I see him, and I think Pain and Gain.
You know,
I think Transformers.
But I did watch that movie with The Rock and Ryan Reynolds, Red Note.
Yeah,
it's really good, and because of that movie, I have to say I can see Ryan Reynolds being Drake. I think he would kill it as Drake.
Oh my gosh, yeah, I could see.
Right?
Wait, as Drake or Nathan Drake?
Nathan Drake.
not Drake. Ryan Reynolds is
Gotta be
Drake.
specific now.
Online link.
You guys see Free Guy?
Oh my god, it was so good.
That one was good.
That was a good movie. Welcome to the TacoCast, where we talk about movies.
Real.
Oh yeah.
That was a really good video game movie. It really was.
I've heard it. That's what I want. That's what I want to see. I've heard that it's really good.
They did a really good job with, like, again, it's like that one movie. What is it called? Ready Player One. It reminded me of that, but funnier. So it's really good. It was really well done.
Oh yeah. If you like Ready Player One, you will like Free Guy.
Yeah.
And if you don't like Ready Player One, please leave.
Okay. Listen, you are lucky that Sideline's not here, or else you'd be having a fight on your hands. I've already had the fight with him once.
Yeah. I think we had the fight on stream, did we not?
We did.
Yeah.
When you invited him to TacoCast, because you were filling in for Corey.
Yeah. No, man with 1,005 volts. Don't leave.
Pete, you sit your beautiful, handsome ass right down.
All right, I'm gonna talk about this, but
keep it civil.
Yeah, keep it civil.
I think I know where we're going with this.
Never.
Okay. Yeah, I can tell Ryan that.
There's actually two, but I want to focus mainly on this one because I think I asked. I asked in chat if we should talk about the other one. I think we said no, right?
Yeah.
Okay. OBS versus SLOBs. This is right now. This is like the big thing because I guess what had happened was, I can't remember who started it, but OBS basically came out on Twitter and announced that they had talked to Streamlabs and asked them politely not to use the name OBS, and despite that, they still did it anyways. So it turns out they were never partnered, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I thought they were partnered. I honestly did think for a very long time. Yeah, we're finding out that they're not, and I guess like that's not the first time they've done that. And I guess they took a website, basically ripped a website completely out from another company.
Yeah, live streams, I think.
Yeah, and used it. So I don't know what Streamlabs is doing in their sense of that. I mean, technically, it's not technically not really illegal, right? What the name thing?
And if you think about it, so hear me out for a moment, and I'll explain this in a certain way, and you'll probably understand why it actually made sense for them to use the name.
Yeah.
Okay. So OBS is open broadcast software. It is literally an open source software that can be used and modified at will following a certain set of licensing terms. I don't remember exactly which license it's under, but Streamlabs OBS most definitely falls under that license, no problem. That's not an issue. But in my personal opinion, from a software standpoint, it's confusing for sure, but the fact is that they are basically, more or less, they have made an extension of an existing product. Their own version of it, their extension of that product, is the Streamlabs version of OBS, of open broadcast software. Open broadcast software as an object, not as a name.
Yeah.
Right? So it makes sense to a point for them to call their software Streamlabs OBS as an object, not as Streamlabs OBS the name.
Yeah.
I know that's splitting hairs and it's a little bit like pedantic, but it's true, right? In a certain light, I can understand why they would want to do that. Now, mind you, if OBS asked them politely not to use the name, I can understand, OBS asking them that, and then they didn't violate any laws or anything like that, but then they went and actually copyrighted the name Streamlabs OBS, which then to me sort of kind of backpedals on my argument of the way that they're used, that on the idea of using OBS as the sort of an object description rather than the name part.
Yeah.
Right? I know this is kind of like complicated. I don't know if it makes a lot of sense, but like, anyways, in my head, I totally understand why they would want to use the name and not be partnered and not try to confuse people, but also I'm sure they actually were trying to take the traction that OBS already had.
Yeah.
And use it to their advantage. And scummy. They didn't break any laws, but it's still scummy and dirty and yeah. There's a whole big old thing about it, and I could talk for a long time about it. I followed a bunch of it, and it's stupid, but yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna be real. Like, now I switched, but only because my internet wasn't working correctly with Streamlabs at the time. I don't know if it's working now. I never tried, but I'm gonna be honest. Streamlabs has some really cool features that OBS doesn't have. Vice versa, OBS has some cool features that Streamlabs doesn't have. They're both really well done. What I don't agree upon, and this happens a lot with a lot of people, is the moment something bad happens, whether let's say it's, in this case, it's very small in the sense of how big it can be. The grand
scheme of things.
Yeah. And then everybody's like, nope, gotta drop Streamlabs, switch, no questions asked, forget them. And it's like, well, I mean, I understand what they did.
I'm tired of seeing it on Twitter where it's like people are just like, F these people, you need to be switching from Streamlabs over to OBS. And I'm like, hold up. And I've commented, and I know that I'm either probably blocked or whatever from people at this point, because that's how petty people can get. But I commented on these tweets, and I was very nice, but I was like, I 100% understand and respect your opinion to change. However, Streamlabs OBS works perfectly for me, has worked for years. I'm not giving them money, and I'm not like, shouting them out and giving them all kind of advertisement, but I'm not switching over this.
Yeah, well,
this doesn't make any sense for me.
Yeah.
If Ryan were to go, if he wanted to do that and change it, like, that's totally on him. I would never tell him don't. But like, I'm tired of seeing everybody go, you need to be changing from it. You need to switch. You need to get rid of that, because that doesn't affect anything.
Yeah.
Also, they went back almost immediately after this went public and apologized. Now, this is the kind of thing that is kind of like, we got called out, we're sorry.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
But they did make the effort to go and publicly say, look, we fucked up, our bad, we're changing the name and stuff. So at the very least, they're big enough to do that, because they still don't have to. People are still going to use the software.
Yeah.
People are still going to, they're not losing that much money, I'm sure. They're probably losing some of the merch store money, but they're not losing. It's not like their whole multi-billion-dollar empire, goes under because of something like this. And I'm saying multi-billion-dollar. I'm being sarcastic. I'm overblowing. Obviously, they don't. I'm sure they don't make a ton of money. But the fact is, like, they didn't. I don't think they had as much to lose as people really thought they do by them not doing anything. However, the fact is that they are actively changing. They took out. I think it's just called OBS Desktop. No, Streamlabs Desktop. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's called Streamlabs Desktop now. And that Stream Elements, their OBS.live, by the way, they have their product that they made kind of feels like nobody's calling them out. Their product is called OBS.live from Stream Elements, which is the same exact situation where they just took OBS and threw a plugin into it.
Yeah.
For their stuff. Nobody calls them out. What they did, what they did? They came and swooping in looking like a hero after all this is done, tweeting out that they're going to change their name as well. I'm like, y'all just as bad. Anyway.
No.
They've absolutely branded this way for years, Stephie, and I'm 100% positive that they were actually preying on people not understanding that it was different. All of us here in the cast here, we thought it was a legitimate partnership.
Yeah, no, I thought so for years.
And yeah, I've always thought it, because it says Streamlabs OBS. I was like, oh, cool, they partnered. It never occurred to me that, like, yeah, I know it's open software, it's open source, so they can do whatever they want with it. Them throwing the name on it made it seem like a partnership, and absolutely, we were all bamboozled by that. For sure.
And I always ask myself. Now I understand why, but I always ask myself, why is OBS still updating their system? I mean, Streamlabs is doing so awesome, It's like, but
that's why, because they are two different pieces of software.
Yeah, there it is. There's the 411 on that. I was very surprised. I was very, very, very surprised.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. I'll stop ranting about this now. I followed a lot of it. Well, I followed a lot of it, and it annoys me that I don't have so much opinions on the situation itself. I have a lot of opinions on everything surrounding the opinion, and a lot of people are spreading misinformation or just don't understand it. And so I try to make sure that people understand it, and people can understand what's going on with the situation, because I personally don't feel like it's nearly as bad as people are kind of making it out to be, or as some people see it at first glance, and then it turns out, that they're, and you know how it is, they see something that looks bad, they tell two of their friends that it's really bad, and they tell two of their friends each that it's really bad, and next thing you know, everybody's just going, oh my god, this is the worst thing in the world, they're over there kicking puppies. You know what I mean?
Well, exactly. Well, because think about it, it's like I'm gonna go to Ryan and be like, Ryan, did you hear Streamlabs OBS stole the name OBS? But and now it sounds 10 times worse. See, Ryan, even Ryan's like, really? They stole it.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go tell Pete and Stephie.
Yeah,
exactly.
Pete and Stephie, did you know this? And then they go tell two people.
Yeah.
Yep. And it gets worse.
And then
worse.
we can all go be outraged together because we have literally nothing else going on.
That's right. That's the thing, right? Because now Pete and Stephie found out that not only did they steal the name, but they're stealing money that OBS could. So like it adds more to the story that maybe doesn't really. It's not what it seems, at the end.
Yeah.
Until it snowballs to the point where, did you know that they're committing
genocide,
sacrifice?
They're kicking puppies. That's the worst thing in the world.
Every time you log on, it's actually praising the devil.
Yeah, that's what it says. If you look at it backwards in a mirror at 3 a.m. on a Friday the 13th at midnight.
Wow. This class has gone
I heard about it
tonight.
from my barber's cousin, who was drunk at a party once.
All right.
And he also works at Nintendo.
Yeah, there you go. I need to ask you guys about this, actually. I was just thinking about it. I just remembered about it. What are your all thoughts on YouTube removing their... Not removing fully, but, not seeing the number for dislikes. Okay, because, like, everybody's still and I know there's a lot of videos out right now, and nobody agrees with this. They're saying this isn't good. What are your thoughts?
Oh, boy. I have thoughts. Lots of thoughts.
Well, here's one of the things
funniest thing they've ever done.
Here's the thing that people are saying, and I think it kind of merits that I see. They're like, Instagram, Facebook, all those videos, they only have a like button. And how well are those doing versus something like YouTube? And made me really think, yeah, you're kind of right. Anyways, but go ahead, tell me what your thoughts.
Well, okay, so I definitely agree with that to a point, right?
Yeah.
Because having only a positive interaction or no interaction versus a positive or negative or no interaction can lead to a different dynamic. Mm-hmm. The problem is, though, that YouTube has already built their platform with dislikes in mind. Has already built their platform and their algorithm with dislikes in mind. Dislikes are a 100% valid form of feedback. Is it a useful feedback all the time? Not necessarily. It is a valid feedback, though. I see so many times where people are like, if I have 1 or 2 dislikes on my video, it's all trolls.
Yeah.
And I understand people get all, I know there are times when people definitely get trolled, dislike bombed and whatever, but like, people are like, oh, the only time that anybody dislikes a video is if they're a troll, and that's not true.
No, exactly.
Okay, well, we can push that to the side first of all and say, okay, they're keeping likes, they're keeping dislikes, but you just can't see the number of dislikes. on the front as a viewer. However, the creator can still see a dislike button. Now, I mean, not dislike button, but a dislike number.
Yeah.
Now, that means it's obviously used for something. So why not remove it altogether? Why not remove the dislike button and the dislike count altogether? It literally does no different. Like there's no like real actual implication to having dislikes on your video, or having visible dislikes on your video.
Yeah.
Other than people going, "Ha! Look at Nintendo's video has more dislikes than likes because they said stupid things on their expansion pass video."
The red lightsaber. That's my favorite one.
But like, it's not. It's a helpful thing to the creator. It's also clearly, Nick even just said, personally, I look for dislikes when searching for videos sometimes, but it can also be due to dislike bombing. Yeah, it could, but how do you know that? You don't know that. It's not. If they've got, 1 million views and there's 300, 400, even 1,000 dislikes, that's a very small number, but that still shows that potentially people didn't like the video.
Yeah.
There's a very big flaw in all of the like and dislike system and everything on YouTube right now, because everyone goes, "Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy. Why don't you just slam that like button?" Okay, now we're getting into the video. No, that should never be the case. You should click a like or dislike after the video, or at what point you determine that you like or dislike the video. I can't click on a video and go, "Yes, I love this video. Click it. I'm gonna click it." Like, why?
Yeah. No. And
there's a whole big flaw in this system to begin with.
And I agree 110% because, and it's true. You're right. I don't, on my videos, I put the little logo of
thumbs up.
Yeah, but I don't mention it anymore because I just feel that there's no real point. I mean, it's like what, the big guys are like, make sure okay, I watch Davey 504 and you be like, slap like because you like the video. But okay, how do we know though? I don't know if I'm gonna like your video. And a lot of the times and they say it because that's the only way my video gets promoted. Oh, I mean, okay.
It's not technically true.
What have you done to earn it today?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we could get into a whole discussion about the whole, YouTube algorithm and everything, and all these factors, right? And why the likes aren't the only reason, and why dislikes aren't as big of a negative factor as anybody thinks they are. You know what I mean? But like, I think there's, like I said, it's kind of stupid that they're removing the ability to see the number of dislikes, but leaving dislikes as a thing. They should either continue to leave dislikes visible to everyone or remove them as an entire piece of the algorithm altogether.
Didn't they also say they wanted to remove them for the mental health of the creators? The only people who can still see the dislikes?
The creator.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it doesn't make any sense.
Here's how I look at it. Okay, a long time, and I went through this when I was, I can say like on Twitch when I'm live streaming, it's the one thing I don't want to worry about is that dislike button, because in a way it does. But when I make a video, I want to know how many people liked it and disliked it.
Absolutely.
And I'm very guilty. I've done it on Discord where I'm like, guys, make sure you like the video because I need it to be pushed. I've done it several times, but for some reason, when I make a video versus a stream, I'd rather see it on a video versus seeing it on a stream. That's just me, though. That's just me. I personally wish they would go back. Do you guys remember when YouTube was first coming out and they used the star system?
Yeah.
I like the star system.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, the whole like and dislike system is a big flawed system.
Yeah.
Like you mentioned, how all these other social networks just have a like button or a star, heart, or whatever, and it's either a positive interaction or just no interaction, versus a positive or a negative or no interaction. It leads to whole different experiences with the site, whole different interaction experiences. So, yeah, I don't know.
Somebody actually, I can't remember his name. He's a tech guy that I watch a lot. Not Linus, but he does like mainly cell phones when it comes to it. Mm-hmm. And he made a good point. He was like, what they should do is make like a timer on the like and dislike. So after a certain amount of time, it unlocks it. So then that way you can actually give a little bit of an opinion. I don't know. It makes sense and it doesn't make sense. There's flaws in that as well. But it's like Stephie says, because I just remembered it now. The span of people's attention isn't long. They literally, some people just go click, click, and run through it and skim through it, and they're like, oh, okay, that's what the video like. But maybe they haven't watched the whole video; they missed the whole point.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know. It's crazy. It's just funny to me though how, and I put it on a tweet once, on someone's tweet that they mentioned about it, and it's just funny that how Nintendo got like spammed with crazy amounts of dislikes, which in a way, I mean, people were using it to show the dislike on a certain opinion that they had on a video, and all of a sudden they're like, "Oh, we're removing the dislikes, guys." Like a couple weeks later, you know. I'm just saying, it's just funny situation. That's just coming from me. Oh my goodness, I skipped through a ton.
Sorry guys, I'm ranting a whole bunch tonight. These topics are just.
Oh no.
I have many ranting opinions on these topics tonight.
It's fine, totally. I agree, totally agree. Let's see. There was one thing I wanted to talk about, and I lost my train of thought. So I'm kind of sad about that. Dang it, man.
Wah, wah.
Yeah. Fudge. It was a good one too, and not like, yeah, it was good. I wanted to talk about it. Oh well. See, now I lost my train of thought.
Choo choo.
Ryan, is there anything that you wanted to bring up? I can't think of anything. You
guys heard of the critically acclaimed
RPG? I was gonna say, well, all that I'm thinking of right now is Endwalker because it's in 5 days.
There it is. Okay. I knew there was
we should take a few minutes to talk about that. That's a pretty big topic.
It is. Because okay, first things first. I mean, Square Enix did like a 1,000,000-hour stream on just Endwalker, and that was freaking awesome of them. That's a lot. Like one expansion to do so much.
A 5-hour stream.
5-hour stream of just info, and it was great stuff. It wasn't just, by the way, the grass moves like this now. It was like
spearheaded by a bad news of them saying, we're pushing the expansion out by an extra 2 weeks, unfortunately.
But it's like, but look, this is why. Ba, 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 ba. Not just,
And the greatest thing, not a single, well, there was probably people, but the vast majority of people were fine. They were like, okay, that's fine. We understand. You guys are putting in the work. Look, that gives us 2 extra weeks to farm the event that you have going on, to get prepared to do all this stuff.
No, exactly.
And then he's going to finish just in time. No, he's not going to finish just in time. But Crispy and Kumo, you know, they're very close. They're going to finish just in time. You have to think
from a software's perspective, like the 2 weeks mark. So when you think about it, people were like, oh, what can they do in 2 weeks and this and that? Okay, so the 2 week delay is not at all them delaying to add new features or to fix features or anything like that. The 2 week delay, I guarantee you, is a QA. It's QA for something happened and they weren't able to QA everything in time. So they're QA, maybe tweaking some little things, but like from a software perspective, 2 weeks for like big feature patches and stuff, that is not a lot of time to get things in. When you're talking about the systems that they have to have in place in order for them to like get their patches from, you know, from a dev perspective into the like testing environment and passing all those tests and everything like that, the 2 weeks is barely enough to QA any of that. So that's really, I guarantee that's what it is, right? That's just them going, is this going to be right for launch?
Yeah.
Aside from the expansion itself, they have 2 major things also that they want to have out in Endwalker.
Yeah, Stephie.
With the entirely new server, the Oceanic server.
Yep, exactly. Yeah.
And on top of that, cross-server transfer like that. You can currently jump to the worlds within your data center, but you can't travel to other data centers.
Yeah. Like Crispy is on a UK data center. Yeah. We can't play with him. Yeah.
We can't play with Crispy right now because he's over on the UK data center. Meanwhile, we're over on one of the North American ones, Aether. He's over on one of those ones. But their plan is to allow us to go across to the other data centers.
Yeah.
And that's a massive thing, on top of already adding another data center for the Oceanic one. On top of all this, again, like we said before, they have what they call the biggest expansion they've ever come out with. And Shadowbringers was insanely huge.
Yep, and it's supposed to be 30% or so bigger than that.
Yeah, their next one is going to be, like they said, 30% bigger. That's insane to even think about.
Well, here's just to give you an example how fast and how crazy Final Fantasy is growing on the daily. Just on Steam alone, on Saturdays and Sundays, there's a concurrent amount of players, 58,000 log on just on Saturday and Sunday, almost every Saturday and Sunday. And that's just one way to log on. That doesn't even count people going on the PlayStation. Not to mention that for the last, I haven't noticed yet because I haven't been on to their store to buy anything, but apparently Endwalker was sold out 3 times digitally. Digitally.
You sold out of digital codes. That's how insane things got.
And Final Fantasy 14 itself sold out several times from the surge of popularity. Like how many people are right now going for it. And I mean, it's a growing game. It's become extremely popular. People are gonna say it's because of that one streamer, but honestly, I mean, it has to do a lot more than just that. Not to mention the big hole that they dug themselves into, the Blizzard and WoW.
All the WoW refugees. Come on, man.
Yeah.
WoW refugees.
Yeah, I definitely feel like Asmund opened the door, but it was the stampede of people that just ran through that really took it off.
Yeah. So, I mean...
And like Stephie said, that's just Steam, not PC proper, not counting PlayStation players.
Yep.
I mean, when I started, maybe 2-3 years ago playing, I remember we could log in instantly. And now, anytime you log in, you're stuck in a queue. And I used to be oh, it's just 2 ahead of me. Oh, it's saying 5. Now it's gone up to 180. The other day, I waited for 350, apparently. It was fast. Name it. It was really fast.
That took you 30 seconds, though. I mean, 2 minutes or something.
But still, it shows the growing in popularity. And
we had discussed it when I had told you guys when Shadowbringers first launched, the queue sizes were at about the 300 to 400 range. But when Asmund and all of his friends were over there at the peak, it was more in the range of 700 to 800 in queue.
Nice.
It was insane.
And like a lot of people don't understand how, like, guys, it is a game, and it is an MMO, but you have no idea. Such a well-developed MMO. It's so
an
versatile.
RPG with MMO mechanics in it.
Yeah, and then like if you're just into graphics, you can't complain with this game. It's gorgeous. Yeah. It's a very gorgeous game. For how old is the game anyways? When did it come out?
It came out in 2011? No, 13, right? No.
Okay, the original game was 2010. This whole new version of it,
the
from 2.0 onward, was like 2013.
Okay, so a while back, and it still looks amazing.
Yeah, basically 10 years. More or less.
It looks really, really amazing. It doesn't even look like a 10-year-old game. It doesn't, honestly.
Yeah, A Realm Reborn initially came out in 2013.
Yeah, so it's really well done. But then you take something like another popular one, WoW. You take that game, and you can see the age in that one.
Absolutely,
you can definitely see, and like, I mean, at this point, WoW's desperate for players because they finally announced that they're gonna release it on console, something they've never done. They even said, I saw a quote. Somebody showed a quote online. I can't find it, but it was basically them saying that they would never bring it to consoles because there was no need of console players.
Yeah, well, that was when they were the big bad in terms of MMOs, and they were. Yeah, now you can send a photo of your ear for better sound.
Yep.
Hey, why not, right? I mean,
that is such a small, silly, weird thing, but you know what? By all means.
Yeah. It's a really well-developed game, and I'm very excited. Honestly, I'm very excited for Endwalker. Yeah, and the future of Final Fantasy 14. I mean, at this point, I can't see them honestly, I can't see them releasing another MMO just yet because they're at the peak of the best. And if
It's
anything,
like, why would they?
yeah, and if anything, I mean, a little graphical upgrade would come a long way with that game, but they definitely don't need it. It's such a good game. It really is.
It is. and guys, if you act now, if you go to ff14trial.squareenix.com/ffgaming. I'm just kidding.
You're funny.
Look, I'm not trying to simp or anything, but there's the free trial link, guys.
Yeah, and guys, I'm just throwing this out there real quick, guys, for all of you. If you have not heard from any of us basically simping for this game in the last few months and whatnot, the free trial for this game is incredible.
Okay, hold on.
It used to be...
Let me put it like this. Let me put it like this.
Yeah.
When we told Corey to join, his words were, I'm only going to do the free trial. I'm never going to buy the game. What happened, Corey? What happened? What happened?
He didn't even finish the free trial stuff before he bought the game.
but really, let me explain to you guys the expanse and the craziness of this trial. This trial, it used to be that you got to go to level 20 and it was like a 2-week trial. Nowadays, there is no actual time limit. You can get to level 60 on not one, but all of the classes that are available to you in that area that you get. And you get to play through the base game and all the way through the entirety of the first expansion. You could easily get close to 200 hours or more, depending on how much you do like different classes and stuff. But I'd say 200 hours is an easy number that you could potentially get for literally no money. Nothing. You don't have to put a credit card in or anything.
20 hours of playtime before you got through the free trial stuff?
Who, me? No, I only got through the free trial stuff last night, and I'm at 170 hours or something like that.
Oh, okay, 170 hours. Yeah, and you've really...
I breezed. I went through the story and stuff really at a good pace, but I also played a lot of side content. I did all the dungeons and all the raids with Stephie and Ryan. Like, there's a ton of stuff to do outside of just the story too. Like, it's insane. I just want y'all to know, like, that there is, if you are ever on the fence about it, you can check it out. You don't need to put a credit card in. You don't need to do any of that stuff. You just sign up for a free account, download the free trial, and play. And the free trial is on PlayStation and also PC, Steam through the Square Enix launcher.
Yeah.
So there's no reason not to try it if you are interested at all. If you're even a little bit piqued, just try it.
But that's still the funny thing, is you're saying you did your over 170 hours worth of content.
But I bought it before.
Within the free trial area. And even with all of that, you still have only done like a fraction of what you have available to you.
Yes, absolutely.
The craziest thing.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not trying to make that sound overwhelming to anyone who's like, oh, you have to put in 170 hours. It's like, you don't. Nah. I was watching a video and this guy described it, the best way I've ever heard anyone describe it, is that Final Fantasy XIV is a theme park, and you pick what rides you go on.
Yep.
Yeah.
If the ride that you want to go on is hanging out in the Gold Saucer gambling all day, go for it. There's mounts, achievements, everything tied to the Gold Saucer. You want to do crafting? That's what Baja's doing. He's like super into the crafting. We're like being like, Baja, you need to start doing your mainline quests so you can get to the areas for more crafting stuff.
And so you can play with us, and so that you can get to do more crafting. Yeah.
I mean, there's always something for everyone. It's not just catered to one group. There's a lot for everybody. I mean, myself, Go ahead.
That's Stephie. Stephie in the last like 2 days got really into decorating our house.
Coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our red coin stayed up till like 4 in the morning decorating the house. And it looks really good.
How much money I had to spend? How much money allowance I had to give those two?
I believe it. No, everybody, it caters to everybody. It's really well done.
It does. There's something for everyone there.
So if you haven't jumped on the bandwagon, definitely jump on it. It's worth it. It's a great game, and I demand.
Yep. I will say, the one group that this game is not for is completionists.
Yeah.
Because oh my gosh, this is a completionist's worst nightmare.
Yeah.
I do not think this game is possible to 100% this game.
I believe the completionist even said that he would never do a review, full review on it.
I don't even think he could, because if there are mounts and minions and stuff that you can only get if you played as far back as 1.0. So if you want to say true 100%ing, yeah, that's impossible unless you've been playing since, 2010.
Yeah.
But if you don't count that stuff, if you count just the available things within the game itself, still feels impossible, because that will take you far too long.
Now, the only thing that ever stops me from playing is usually I don't pay the sub.
Right. It's a time thing. It's a matter of time.
And that's about...
You've been very busy the last few weeks.
Yeah, and that's about it. I mean, the game itself, though, when I get on there, I get sucked in, and time goes by very fast because of how
you always have fun.
Yeah, because how much there is to do and how much fun there is.
And you have now you have finished everything.
Yeah,
story-wise, you are completely caught up.
And one of my things that I love doing, and I think I always mention it to you guys, is what mount can I grab? And that's what I love doing. If I could do everything for mounts, I mean, I would, but I know there's a lot. Some of them are.
We just got me a bunch of mounts recently too.
That's just the thing, is that mounts do literally come from everywhere in that game.
Yeah.
You get them from the Gold Saucer, you get them from Raiden, you get them from Trials, you get them from just doing duties as a specific class. For leveling a healer, you get a free unicorn. It comes from literally everywhere.
Exactly. No, it's great. It's a great game.
Sitting on 114 mounts. How many am I sitting on?
How can you sit on those all at once?
Exactly. I think I have more mounts than Stephie, but I think she has more minions than me. Oh, wow. What is wrong with this? Why do I have 114, the same number as Stephie? I should have more. I know I have mounts that she doesn't have.
Oh my goodness.
Did your cheeks wide? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, now you guys have heard all of our
cheeks.
Simping.
No, it's a great. Overall, it's a great. Excuse me, it's a great game. It really is a great game.
Yeah, I have always said I would never pay a monthly sub for any game because I have video game ADD, and I just play games. I don't play any one game enough to make it worth it. Mm-hmm. That's clearly not the case with Final Fantasy XIV, as I did buy it and I bought sub game time, and I have made time for it and played it basically every day since I subbed. Since I started playing it again, basically.
Yeah, no, again, it's a really good game. And I'm very excited to see what the future holds for Final Fantasy XIV.
Yes.
Legit. I'm very excited to jump into it. I probably won't be able to start next week, which sucks because I really wanted to start playing. But once the move is done and everything,
don't worry, I can't start Endwalker next week anyway, so you're good.
I was gonna say, hey, listen, if you wait a week or so, that's fine, because you're gonna get through the initial wave of people who are like, I would love to watch, but I won't because I don't want to be spoiled.
Yeah, all spoilers.
You're gonna be past
that.
I've even thought of it, because right now I don't have in my streams, one of my biggest burnouts right now is Nintendo. I'm so sick of Nintendo. And I've honestly considered of just playing FF14 because I'm never bored of it. It's so well done, and I can go we did it where I went on stream. I'm like, guys, I'm just gonna stream 3 hours of FF14. Next thing you know, I look up. Stephie's like, we've been going at it for 8 hours. I'm like, really? And we just kept going. It was so much fun. It was great. Because it's not just maybe it's just me being in front of the camera and talking, to myself and not hearing anybody respond to me. But when we're on and we're all talking, conversating, and then we get the chat involved, it's I don't know, it's really fun. It comes out to be really fun.
I'm the same way.
I feel more engaging
the other night because of that.
Yeah, more engaging overall, and it's good. It's good. Anyways, look at I'm simping over FF14 so
Final
hard.
Fantasy 14 cast tonight.
Yeah, right. Okay, so we're gonna show you guys how to play. It's great.
But that's what this TacoCast was going to be dedicated to, convincing Chadley to play
I know.
it, but
right.
now he's not here.
Oh boy. I mean, if you guys are into it, I know a lot of couples. Okay, I know only 3 couples who play Final Fantasy, but like have done their like full my dream wedding type deal on Final Fantasy, which is
thing too.
Yeah, it's really incredible the things I've seen. It's really cool. So I mean, next baby making Final Fantasy. It is really well done though. It just is. Yeah. There's a lot. That's all. You know, you want sexiness? Go dress up sexy. You want to be funny looking? I don't know. Go be a lollipop.
Hey.
Go be Corey.
You want to be epically awesome? You know, go get some awesome armor. You want to be sexy?
Be
you want to be a sexy cowboy? Go be Ryan.
Yeehaw! Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
You know, so I mean, it's a fantastic type of thing. I love. Again, I can't talk enough about it. Honestly, I can't. It's fantastic.
Yep. I have champagne ready for as well.
Oh
yes,
man!
I also have some champagne ready in the game.
Excuse me.
Still going to drink this.
Stephie, Rigo slowly pulling the credit card out of his wallet as we speak.
Here it comes. Out my eye. Okay, guys.
Got the time.
I will have time. Again, just want to get through this week. I've been tempted. You know how many times I get tempted to just bring my laptop and play, but I know that if I do it, I won't get work done. I won't get work done. That's the issue.
He's like, hold on, I'll just sign on and just do a couple of dailies. 4 hours later, oh, okay, well, I should probably do some work. 6 hours later, okay, time to go home.
The store got dirty on its own. I'm sorry. Oh man! All right, guys. Thank you all for joining us. What an incredible year! Season 3 already. That's crazy. We're moving on to season 4 of TacoCast. Hopefully, I really don't know what the future holds for TacoCast. What the future holds for streaming. You know, it's definitely been an adventure. Overall, I really enjoy doing this, and again, I don't know. I don't know if I'll be moving this over to Twitch or keeping it still here on YouTube. I don't know what my future is holding. Whether I'll continue on streaming over on Twitch or move over to YouTube again. I really don't know what's happening. But honestly, overall, it's been a fantastic amount of time. And I really enjoy talking about this stuff because the gaming news never stops. Honestly, it never stops.
True.
So
it really doesn't stop.
I know I'm keeping TacoCast for a long time. I don't know who will be joining us in the sense of maybe we'll add someone. I don't know if it'll be just the 4 of us or possibly just the 3 of us. Because some people get it's been getting busy for some of us, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
So overall, though, it's been great. It's been great, and thank you guys, everybody who's stuck around with us for this amount of time. It's been a good journey.
Yeah,
good journey.
Beautiful people. And
Ryan, who joined us in the middle of season 3, but I think it's been much better with him on the TacoCast. It definitely.
Heck yeah.
You know.
Yes, feed my ego.
We've had
feed it.
We've had Venge, who's actually stuck around to be our sub. You know, he's been great. He substitutes anytime.
I
some
always
of the guys
love having
come.
Venge as a submissive. A sub.
Especially like, you know, everybody brings their own thing to it, and when you have a great chemistry with the people, it works. But if you don't have the chemistry and it's just arguing, it just doesn't work. And I think right now we've hit this this section where it's a perfect chemistry period.
Yeah, we always have really good chemistry on the
Yeah, And since we've changed the model of not just asking questions, but now overall having this big conversation. And even with that, we still don't disturb each other when talking. And that's what I love, because there's some people who get really passionate. It's like, hey. You know, they just,
interrupt the cow.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been really good. It's been really good. I'm hoping that maybe next year we'll start inviting guests again. But it's hard to say. I mean, like, again, since I started this new way of doing it, I've really enjoyed it. So it's just Rigo, I'm typing. I've really enjoyed it. Not that I don't mind having guests. I love having guests. But again, finding the right chemistry with certain people, it's hard. And certain guests can be a little passionate about other things, and sometimes it goes wrong very quickly. That's all I'm saying.
It can.
But again, thank you. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Corey, Ryan.
Yeah.
Please enjoy your holidays. Enjoy your. I make it sound like it's work and we're taking like a long vacation, but enjoy your time off from TacoCast. And I really am excited to start season 4, and most likely we'll be starting at the end of January, right when my birthday shows up. So that'll be fun.
Yo.
All right, guys, have a good one. Take care, and thank you all for joining us. Make sure you hit that like button, because you have to, because I want to be popular on YouTube. So do it.
You do. You have to.
And I want to thank you all. Thank you all. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, don't forget to come to your live streams.
Live streams.
Oh wow! That was yeah.
It's okay. He'll have them soon.
He will. Good times as always.
It was. It was always fun. Thank you.